Assalamu alaikum student. Welcome to the last session of our week one video session. Okay, now what's the concept of interpersonal communication? We were on that concept and slide. Interpersonal communication के point of view से हमने ये almost सारा session cover कर लिया था. Now we have to see interpersonal and intrapersonal communication. दोनों हम देख चुके हैं. इन दोनों में what's the difference? What's the concept of interpersonal communication and what is intrapersonal communication? Already in detail we have studied. So what is interpersonal communication? Communication comes from the Latin inter, between, among, amid, in between, in the midst, and normally refers to the communication in situations where people can interact directly, such as one-to-one and in small groups or team. So it's face-to-face communication. Generally, interpersonal communication is also known as face-to-face communication, that can be person-to-person communication. So it's about small number of individuals or groups or teams and one-on-one communication, also known as interpersonal communication. Now next move toward intrapersonal communication. Comes from the Latin word intra, on the inside, right? This one is the meaning of intra. And same, this one is inter, it's Latin word between, among, and you can say amid, in between. So this one is about, we can say, inter, middle, जिसको जनरली हम between और among, जिसको हम जनरली एक concept लेते हैं, and intra, on the inside, within. That means we are talking about communicating within ourselves, or with yourself. So your internal communication or self-talk, that is about intrapersonal communication. So when we are talking about, you are talking about yourself or you are talking with yourself, जिसको हम self talk कहते हैं. काफी डिटेल में हमने इसको डिस्कस किया. Just like in the last slide, like in this one, we have discussed about self-talk, self-conversation, and written self-talk, self-tape, and mirror talk, and partner talk, and self-conversation. So self-image, self-concept, and all that. So that is about, that creates the creativity and all that. So that is about, we can say, that is the basically concept of intra-communication. So intrapersonal communication. So this one is the difference of the concept and definition of interpersonal and intrapersonal communication. With students, their concerns. So specifically, I have added this slide from the difference, from the definition difference point of view. I have added this slide. Okay, now next one is about. This one is about जो अभी ये है. This one is slide. ये slide पे हमने basically difference को check किया है. Like when we are talking about meaning of the intrapersonal and interpersonal communication, what will be the nature of intrapersonal and interpersonal communication, and number of persons involved in this communication, what will be the media we can use for this information, and information flow क्या होगा, visibility level क्या होता है या किस तरह होता है. Okay, start from the first one. What is interpersonal communication? Interpersonal communication occurs when a person communicates with himself or herself. This one is again, when we are talking about, you can say intrapersonal communication. जब हम intrapersonal communication की बात करते हैं, so that means this is basically intrapersonal communication, right? It's not the inter. Intrapersonal communication when you are talking with yourself, with ourselves. And interpersonal communication is the exchange of information, ideas, opinion, etc. between two persons. So this one is intrapersonal, this is interpersonal communication. It happens in the form of sensing, thinking, perceptions, evaluating, and interpreting with oneself, right? Whatever we are thinking, whatever we are sensing, what's the perception, whatever we are evaluating or interpreting something, that is about ourselves, right? And that is within ourselves. It happens in the form of exchanging and sharing when we are talking about interpersonal communication, in the form of exchanging and sharing of information or ideas between two persons. तो ये आपकी interpersonal communication का concept है. Okay, now next one is about person involved. How many person or individuals are involved? Definitely we know very well when we are talking about intrapersonal communication, so it's about self-communication. So only the communicator involved in this communication, and two or more than two persons are involved in the interpersonal communication. So ये difference काफी students confused होते हैं. So that is the reason मैंने ये सारे differences mention कर दिए. This is your first one, intrapersonal communication, and this one is about your intrapersonal communication, and this one is your interpersonal communication. This is intra, right? It's not the inter, it's the intra communication. So it does not require any media, because we are talking with ourselves. There is no need of any medium, and our channel must use verbal or non-verbal medium, right? इसमें आप verbal और non-verbal use करते हैं. Information flow क्या होगा? Information doesn't go beyond the person's mind. It's all about your thinking. Information goes from one's mind to another mind. This one is talking about yourself, intrapersonal जो है. There is no need to send it to someone else. जब आप किसी और के साथ negotiate करते हो, बात करते हो, communicate करते हो, तो वो तो interpersonal communication आ जाती है, जिसका concept यहाँ पे है. So visibility के point of view से जब हम बात करते हैं तो it is invisible and it's visible in the nature, right? Just like आप किसी से किस तरीके से बात करते हो, क्या mood होता है, क्या gesture है, क्या body language है. When we are talking about intrapersonal तो हमें कुछ पता नहीं है. Whatever you are thinking, planning, it's all about yourself. Nothing is visible. Whatever you want to, जो भी सोचने को दिल करता है उस पर तो कहीं full stop नहीं है. आप सोच सकते हैं, कह सकते हैं, अल्लाह ताला से बातें कर सकते हैं. Wherever, whatever you want to think, it's up to you. So it's invisible. Sometimes हम spirituality की point of view से बात करते हैं तो again that is the interpersonal communication. And when we are talking to someone else, yeah, with someone or with number of individuals, तो वो आपकी interpersonal communication आती है. So students, this one is about our first week session. आपको अगर इसमें कोई भी query हो, कोई problem हो, कोई चीज़ समझ ना आ रही हो, तो most welcome, आप लोग मेरे से discuss कर सकते हैं through WhatsApp, through email, or if you want to आप voice text कर सकते हो. It's up to you. And try to manage it. आपके जो first week का मैंने कोशिश की है स्टूडेंट्स के इसके अंदर जितने भी आपके फर्स्ट वीक के कॉन्सेप्ट थे इन इजी वे में स्लाइड्स में कवर कर सकूं. ये स्लाइड्स भी मैं आपको साथ इसीलिए सेंड कर रही हूँ ताकि आपको हेल्प आउट हो जाए इन द फॉर्म ऑफ पॉइंट्स. यू कैन गेट द डेटा. लेसन प्लान्स में, डिटेल्ड लेसन प्लान्स में सारी चीज़ें मेंशन है. इट्स वेरी इजी एंड सिंपल कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ सिंपल कम्युनिकेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से कि व्हाट्स द कम्युनिकेशन प्रोसेस ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन एंड इंट्रापर्सनल एंड इंटरपर्सनल कम्युनिकेशन, उसको हमने काफ़ी डिटेल में देखा. अभी हम जो नेक्स्ट सेशन है उसमें रिमेनिंग 3 दैट वाज अबाउट वी कैन से वी वर ऑन दिस सेशन. ये थोड़ी सी हम स्लाइड से गो थ्रू हो जाते हैं. दिस वन इज अबाउट लाइक दिस वन. सो हमने ये वाली वीक 1 में कवर कर ली है स्टूडेंट्स. नाउ दिस वन इज द नेक्स्ट वीक आर लेसन प्लान्स एंड वीडियो सेशन प्लान्स. तो अभी हम जो नेक्स्ट वीक में वीक 2 में डिस्कस करेंगे, जो आपको वीडियो मिलेगी और उस पर डिस्कशन हम करेंगे, दैट विल बी ऑन मीडिएटेड कम्युनिकेशन, पर्सन टू ग्रुप कम्युनिकेशन एंड मास कम्युनिकेशन. एंड अगेन वी हैव टू टॉक अबाउट ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल बिजनेस कम्युनिकेशन. क्या होती है, एम्प्लॉयज़ के लिए क्या बेनिफिट है और एम्प्लॉयर के लिए क्या बेनिफिट है. दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव टू स्टडी इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन, दैट मीन्स इन द वीक 2 लेसन प्लान्स एंड लेक्चर्स. सो फॉर दिस इफ़ यू हैव एनी क्वेरी, आई होप सो ये सारी चीज़ें आपको क्लियर होगी होंगी. अगर आपको कोई क्वेरी, कोई प्रॉब्लम, कोई इशू होता है तो मोस्ट वेलकम, यू कैन आस्क. थैंक यू सो मच स्टूडेंट्स. थैंक यू सो मच.